These might not be long enough. It's just got to go through 5/8 plywood here. Then it's got to go to a 1/4" luan, which is the wood I showed you, the black wood there, and then go into 2x4. So this will hold it for now. And I marked the 2x. There's a 2x here, and then offsetted. There's one right here. So we'll be screwing this. We're going to be doing some screwing. You don't need to see me do any screwing on YouTube here. So I've got what they call #2 square drive screws, and I got the square drive bit in here. This is what I used to use, but the last time I used it, the bit kind of rounded off. But this is the best way to use them. They're better than the Phillips square drive. So I'm going to go square driving it, but of course I'm going to pre-drill before I do that. Oh, we got to get a screw down here. It seems it's a slow way to do it. But it's better. Now, this has been running quite a few jobs, and I haven't charged it. Haven't charged this in, about a month. Very good investment, D.I.Y. 18 volt. And this Harbor Freight, you may laugh at it, but you know what? I only charge these once, and I use them for pre-drilling and light drilling. And very good. Now, I got the screw there. All I got to do is get my ruler. I'll come back in a minute here. Alright, I marked them off. I don't know how accurate my measurements are going to be, but there's one here. And one at the stud. The horizontal stud. We'll do 2 right now. These are 2-inch square drive. The reason I pre-drill is 2 things. It don't split the wood, but you don't have to worry about plywood splitting really, unless you're drilling right, screwing right very close to the edge. Is because if I don't pre-drill, I get one of these things. You know, the screws go boing sideways. You know, so at least when I pre-drill, it guides it in. Now, where the hell did I can't find the hole. I can't find the hole. I just drilled it. Oh, here it is. You can hear the metal buckle behind there. That went in nice and solid. I'll never make a carpenter if you had to pay me by the hour. Let's see. This screw up on the top here, I'm going to replace it with one of these. But I'll do that later. Alright, now I got a drill here. I got something good behind there to get. Okay. That didn't sound too good though. There's the beam, as I measured it. Here's the beam. Didn't seem to go in too solid. Get the leverage on it. I got it in. I'm working this way, and I can't because of this thing. So, anyways. Alright, so I had put one here because that's the horizontal beam. This one, for some reason, I don't know, could come over this way, it could come over that way. So I got 50% chance it could be here or here. I'm not going to worry about it. It certainly ain't going anywhere. I'm going to take this one out. This is a number 2. This is the one I just stuck in there to hold it up into place. And we'll try to put a square drive in there. We'll finish up the rest of this off camera. Then I'm going to take some more caulking and fill it in, and use a putty knife to fill it in because I don't want no water getting behind here. And then what I'm going to do is I'll put this molding back that I had, and then over here I'm going to put the other molding on. But I'll probably get this $10 Bear watercolor children's paint, I call it, that does nothing to protect the wood other than making it look good. But anyways, we'll put a coat of that on, and probably slap a coat of that on here too. Or I got that $40 a gallon stuff that I got at Home Depot last year for $9 because it was a mistake. They made a mistake on it. It was $9. I never could get a deal like that again. I'll show you what that paint is. This is the good stuff. This is the stuff, when it gets wet, you cannot scrape it off with your fingernails. But the only thing is, it's very slippery when it is wet. Well, aren't things slippery when they're wet? Anyways, but you see it's a mistake. It's got the tag on it. Now, I went back to that Home Depot. That's a different Home Depot than the one I go to normally. And they had paint, what they call OOPS, O-P-P-S. Oops, I made a mistake. But they wanted $35 and $40 for it, because somebody mixed the colors wrong and the customer changed their mind or something. This was the perfect paint. But you see this? I can't scrape that with my fingernail. Every other paint that I've used, redwood, scrapes right off. This is on there, boy. It's on there. And this is what I want to use on that plywood, but only for that plywood. The rest of it I'll use the the $10 stuff. So I'll leave this out. They can't get them that $9, $10 paint anymore. Not they want $35, $40, even if it's a mistake. They don't come down at all on it. Okay, I gotta get going. I'm talking too damn much. Well, I had to go back to number 2 Phillips. The square bits, I get them at the hardware store. They gotta be made in China. They round right off, and then I can't get the screw all the way in. The square bits are good, but we need hardened steel, and they make crappy junk now, and I paid $2 for the damn thing. So I'm using my regular number 2. I'm finishing them up with number 2 screws. So I'm going to paint this thing. I'm going to put the caulking on first, and then I'm going to paint it. I'll come back when I'm ready to put the trim up. I painted it, and I put a light coating of paint on it, and it's not really dry, and I caulked it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm putting the trim on now, and it's caulked all behind the trim and at the seam. And after that trim is on, I'll caulk the bottom to where the 2 joints are, and then I'll go on the other side and do that. I got to cut that wood to fit in there on the other side.
The same holes again because I already had this off. No, I had it mounted, I should say.
course, I'm using an 1 5/8 galvanized screws, number 2. But I can't use the 2-inch square drive because the square drives round off. They only last a few times and they round off on me. So I have better luck with the Phillips. Okay, I'm done for the day. The paint is dry, and I put caulking over the screw holes and everything, and I rehung this one. This is the ladder holder, and this clamps the bottom of the ladder. You'll see that later. This don't get painted yet because it's pressure treated, and I wasn't too worried about it, where this one here was not pressure treated. But anyways, it's all caulked, sealed, and these are the things I hang the ladder on. So what I'm going to do is to put the other little thing on here, these washers that just turns around like that, and then I screw that down by hand, and that holds the ladder in place. We'll go put the ladder up now. Alright, I made this up years ago. This is just a little, when you want to take the ladder down, you just take that thing off of there, you know, that holds the ladder up against the building. And you just take and spin this around like that, and then I just tighten the Phillips screw. So I got to put the other one in over there. I don't need to do that on video. And this is an old ladder. It's the one I use to climb on a shed roof and so forth. I have a good ladder. You've probably seen it on videos. So anyways, that's all I'm going to do today. I got to do some more sistering up here with the pressure treated 2x4s like I did inside here. You know, I just put another one in here and then block this up under here. I'm going to be doing that, but that'll be a later project. I just want to let this caulking set up, and then I'll put the watercolor redwood on there, paint the whole thing. So that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed my little project. You could call this the poor man's shed repair, because everything I do the cheapest possible, and not because I like cheap, lousy work, but because that's what I can afford. And I don't waste anything. I use every piece of wood unless it's rotten.